What's up, guys? This video is long overdue. I don't think I've posted since shortly after I graduated PA school, and that was in the summer of 2020. And I kept up with YouTube a little bit after, but there's like a level of embarrassment, in my opinion, that comes with kind of putting yourself out there, and I think that that's like pretty universal, really, for all YouTubers or like social media individuals. But I'm back, and I don't really have a strict agenda. I have a little bit of things I'm going to follow along to try and keep this video organized. I'm TDY right now, so this is not where I live. I'm TDY right now in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. I've never been to Ohio before. It's a pretty cool spot. There's a lot of good food out in Dayton, which I'm quite surprised, but yes, I'm here for a month for a course, and maybe I'll get to that later, but I just want to do some quick updates. Okay, so I graduated PA school in June of 2020, and then I went right into practice, of course, and I went straight into an active duty non-fly clinic. So it's called a couple things, but WOMC, Warrior Operational Medicine Clinic, at Davis-Monthan, where I'm at, which I'm actually leaving this summer, but we call it operational medicine or op-med, which I don't think most other bases call it that. So I got put into that position, which honestly is not ideal. You should be going to primary care or HCAWS for you military peeps. It's the dependent retiree care clinic, basically. You should be doing that for 2 years, honestly. And then PCA or PCS to an OMRS or WOMC or op-med clinic. But that's just not how it happened, and that's the reality for a lot of people. You know, if there's not enough space, you'll end up in active duty care. So that happened to me. And honestly, from summer of 2020 to summer of 2022, I really struggled. I really struggled. And yeah, I just want to keep it simple, and just to that, really, I struggled. But I'm better now. I'm in a better place mentally. I can get through clinic a lot better, and so that is kind of behind me. And that's a common situation for a lot of PAs to be in, at least Air Force PAs, where like your first year, maybe 2 years, is like your third year of school is what they call it. Because trying to get into the clinic and figure out your flow and like how you're going to chart and just where you can safely cut time to make things efficient and beneficial for you and your patients. So I was given an empanelment of 800 people, but it really is not 800, because on Davis-Monthan we have a lot of active Guard and Reserve or AGRs, so, and those people aren't really captured well in our empanelment, so really more than 800. And then more so recently, before we had a PA that had to leave unexpectedly for some family stuff, I've had to split her empanelment with another provider, so then my empanelment went up to 1,200 people. So for you like non-Air Force people or non-medical people, that's 1,200 patients I have impaneled to me. So it's one provider to 1,200 patients. That's a lot. But still expected to see 18 patients a day. I still have to do AMRO. I still have to do help with the med board process and just do all those little admin things, profiles, quarters, talking to commanders. So add that on to seeing your 18 patients a day. So that's pretty much my job. What I've noticed is I see a lot of musculoskeletal, so your knees, or your knee pain, your back pain, shoulder pain, ankle pain, that sort of thing. We see a lot of dermatology as well, rashes, acne, that sort of thing. Mental health is big. See a lot of anxiety, depression, adjustment disorder, insomnia, headaches. Not as much GI, like abdominal pain, diarrhea, but there is some of that in there as well. So I would say that's really what the bulk of primary care is, or active duty or WOMC care in my experience is. So that pretty much wraps up. That's from 2020 to 2022. And then now in July of 2022, I actually deployed. I don't know if I'm really allowed to like be very like open about those type of things, but I went to the Middle East, and I went to the far west Middle East. So a more like modernized, forward country. and I had a really good time. I replaced a physician, so it was me, 2 IDMTs. Those are independent duty medical technicians. They're basically med techs that had like an extra, I believe it's 4 months of tech school, so they could learn how to treat acute injuries, upper respiratory infections, an ankle sprain, an acute rash, that sort of thing. So we had myself, them, and then we had the med techs. A lot of them had an ER background, so that was really nice. And we had a paramedic. What else did we have? Pharmacy, pharmacist, like among some other resources as well. That was a 6-month rotation from July to January, and the weather was very comparable to Tucson, Arizona at DM. So that was really nice. Not much of an acclimation period, but I just had a really good time. Like, my team was really good, and we got very close. We did activities together, off duty, did a lot of pickleball at the fire station, that sort of stuff. And then I came back home, and that was really a shift, trying to adjust from being on a deployment. You walk to chow, you really don't have any responsibilities, you wash your own clothes. Like, there was an option to drop off your clothes if you didn't want to do that, but you just kind of had this strict schedule, right? Because you could only do so much. So it was hard adjusting back to the States. And like, I have a relationship, or I'm in a relationship, so I have a boyfriend, and that was just a big shift, really. But after about a month or 2, the shift was over. Then I got back into clinic briefly, and then I finally went to OTS. I didn't go to OTS until March of 2023, almost 3 years later. I don't recommend that. And I'm just gonna leave that little bit of information right here. That's all I have to say. I had cool roommates. That's all. It was 8 weeks and 5 days before they changed it to a new program now that's like modular based. So each module is 2 weeks. And so once you graduate, you'll just move up. And then if you need to get recycled or you don't understand that module very well, you could stay there while the rest of the class moves up. But that way you don't have to wait until the next 2-3 months for the next class to come by, which is a good idea for retention purposes. So awesome. And then I came back in June of 23, really the end of May, but after some leave in June, and just got back in the clinic full time. Nothing special really happened. And then September comes around and I get a message saying you're on the VML. That's the vulnerable to move list. So I'm anticipating a move. I did try to stay at DM for another year, but the answer was no. So I'm leaving. And I don't know if I don't know how much I'm supposed to share to the public, honestly, but I'm doing a short tour. And it's 12 months, and I will leave this summer, and then I don't know where I'm going after that, because I won't know until the normal cycle time frame, which is like December, January. So more to come. But that's pretty much all I had like written down to be organized. I think that's something that I can struggle with sometimes. I think that's probably a common thing. But I'm not really like sure what I'm gonna be doing with my channel. Since I last was on here, I've discovered like hobbies now. Like, I like to garden. I've always liked to travel. Now I'm gonna be doing this like short tour. I have like PCS coming up, so that could be a potential opportunity to like show you guys what it's like preparing for a short tour, which is actually quite stressful, honestly, because I have a car and I don't want to sell it, so I have to get it stored. I have a cat, I have a house, this and that, blah blah blah. But yeah, so I'm not really sure like what my future looks like, but I think I'm just gonna vlog and like see what comes up, see what comes of it, and then really just go from there. Watch or don't watch, it's okay. And you can subscribe somewhere around here. It's been a long time, maybe down below if you want to follow my journey. But I definitely won't be doing any like I'm gonna like walk around in public and film because I don't really think that's my vibe. I do like fishing, so I don't know, maybe I'll do some fishing videos. Not really sure, but I'm just gonna start and just go with it, because I think that was the problem that I had too, is like I didn't really know what to film, but like I think you just go along with it and eventually figure it out. So we're gonna do that. But anyway, subscribe below and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.